Once your offer has been agreed in principle by the landlord, there are 3 referencing checks carried out on all guests that will stay at the property before a rental contract can be issued. The first is an affordability check, where guests need to provide their proof of income. The general rule of thumb is the total household income should be 2.5 times the rent. So if the rent is £1,000 per month, the household income should be £2,500 per month. Or if you are paying the rent in advance, to provide proof of funds like a bank statement. The second credit check is a credit reference check for any adverse credit histories. This check is carried out by third-party credit reference agencies who are regulated by the Financial Conduct Authorities. Your rental offer may get delayed if you do not follow their request for documentation, so it is really important to submit replies quickly. The third and final check is a right to rent check, that you have legal right to reside in the UK. If you are not a British national, you will need to provide your copy of your visa. In order to start referencing, we require a holding payment. This is equivalent to 2 weeks' rent. So if the agreed weekly rent is £500 per week, then the holding deposit is £1,000. Your rental offer will not be binding until the holding deposit is paid. So be aware, the landlord can accept alternative offers in the meantime. If after referencing the landlord decides not to proceed with your offer, then your holding deposit will be returned in full accordingly. However, your holding deposit may be forfeited if you do not proceed with renting the property for whatever reason, as the landlord will have given you preference over other applicants. If you have any concerns about passing referencing checks, you should discuss this with us before paying the holding deposit if you think you could be at risk of loss. Once referencing is completed, we will then email you your rental contract to e-sign. You can see an example of this tenancy agreement on the link below. We will also issue you an invoice for the rent and deposit payment in advance. Please note, keys for the property cannot be released until we have received full payment to our bank account, so you should make sure you leave enough time for any payment transmissions, particularly if coming from abroad. Referencing should not take no more than 5 working days, and only a small minority of references fail to pass. So it is always best to provide the requested documents as soon as possible to avoid any delays if you really like the property.